Okay, welcome to the call. I'm your host, Damon Nelson, along with my partner, Wayne Atkinson, and this is Geek Out Fridays. It is May 5th, 2023, and today we've got something a little special. Wayne and I have been building websites for, I guess, a combined maybe 30 years, 40 years. We've done a lot of WordPress, too, especially me. This is something I have to relearn it every time because there's so many things that change. And so I'm going to try to keep everything simple today, but we are going to build a website from scratch. And I'm going to give you my checklist that I will occasionally pass off to my VA and let them do the site build. But we're going to build a WordPress news site. So hopefully everybody is excited. No vacation pics on this one. We don't have enough time on this one. This is going to be fun. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start the slideshow. We have 3 goals for today's call. We're going to research and design. And I could probably spell design a little bit better. Then we're going to install the plugins, the themes, and everything that you need to do with WordPress prior to putting content. And then I'm going to show you a quick content automation trick. Using a tool called RSSmasher, which it looks like most people on the call are familiar with it and probably even have it. Good. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and start demoing. But before we demo, I'm going to give you, or Blaine's going to drop some links in there for you. And I'll just show you the links that we're going to talk about today. Let's see if it's on the next slide. Okay. We're going to demo 2 sites. This one I built yesterday, valleynewspaper.com. And today we're going to build an almost identical site called Reporting the News. And these are expired domains that I got off of Name Grabber or what Name Snagger, whatever it is. I look for news sites every day. In fact, I know there's a few people on the call that do the same. We're competing on finding sites with the word news in it, okay? You're going to get a Notion checklist. This is the checklist that I use. I kind of got it memorized, so we're going to fly through it, but you're going to have the checklist at your availability, okay? And I'm going to mention some links, at the end of the call, and, maybe Wayne can get us a coupon code for one or two of them there. Okay. So let's get started. I'm going to go backwards here and we'll just call it demo time. And let's switch screens here. Okay, here we go. Okay, I told you I built a news site yesterday. This is it, a Valley newspaper. I don't necessarily like the color. I was just trying some different things here, but I tried to keep the color the same, matching up with ZOX. So it's pretty cool. This is latest news. This is kind of like as the posts are coming in, they fall in here. You got your sidebar, typical WordPress, a nice little sidebar here. They've got their own little ad blocks in here. And some of these don't have images. Some have videos, kind of nice little theme setup. The thing I like about it is the homepage is it has these mega menus. So as you're scrolling across, it's going to show you the last 4 or 5 of them in here. Okay. Got a privacy policy. We have latest, and then we even have ones that I have tagged as video. And then we have the latest videos. We have trending. These are ones that are actually being clicked on and watched. In fact, if you want something funny to watch these top 2 bloopers. I got caught earlier today looking at these videos. Some of them are really funny in there. Okay, this is your featured column. Now, this featured column, the way to get them in here is you go into the post, the list of posts, and you go into the tag and you just call it featured, or you just type in featured, okay, and then they'll show up in there. Here's category. This category is entertainment. So I've got your general categories: entertainment, politics, fashion, sports, tech, business, and I even have a video in there. Okay, you have a sidebar menu, which shows up as you compress it. And I'm using a theme called ZOX news theme. Okay, so I'm going to go over themes in just a second as I start going through the checklist, but I wanted to show you what we're going to build today. And we're going to be using RSSmasher for a lot of this for the content. In fact, all this was generated with RSSmasher. Okay, really, really nice. You can go into any of the categories and it will bring up category. It will still show you that featured section in there. And then these are the individual blog posts. Very nice setup. In fact, this is all from RSSmasher. Okay. That's what we're going to hopefully achieve today. But here is where we're starting, reporting the news. What I've done is I've gone in and put it on a hosting platform. I am using Namecheap as a hosting platform. They had an incredible deal, and I want to say it's like $59 a year for hosting that was equivalent to what I was paying on SiteGround for $320. So it was all the same specs, and it's a shared hosting. So I went ahead and got that for some news sites that we're building out. This is the 2023 WordPress standard, hello world type theme, okay, powered by WordPress. Now, what I had to do was I'm going to go, let's go into Notion. I'm going to open that Notion doc up. Okay, so we should have links for all this. Let's see, I don't know if Wayne dropped that Notion link in there. Here's the Notion checklist. I'm going to drop it into the chat. Okay. So as you go in here, you're going to want to go to the WordPress news site. Now you can go into both of these. They're both open, shareable to you. And we're going to start off. I tried to put in the minute timers, okay? If you have never built a WordPress, it's going to be difficult for you to get to this 15-minute mark. But as you build 3 or 4 of these news sites, this should be what you average out. So if you're trying to figure out what a VA can do for you, a good WordPress installer can probably hit these minute marks for you if they're following this checklist. Yep. Okay. So first thing is, on initial setup, you got to go out and find your name. Okay. I purchase all my domains through Namecheap. It's usually the cheapest in town. If not, it's maybe $1 or $2 higher than the cheapest. But Namecheap gives you a privacy shield for free. And if you host with them, you get free SSL. So some advantages with Namecheap. A lot of people use it. I was using GoDaddy for years, probably for 20 years. I was using GoDaddy. And if the GoDaddy hosting was getting hacked all the time, the GoDaddy registration, they used to have really good customer support in Arizona. And now it's been moved offshore to India or Pakistan. And I have a challenge with my Texas draw to get really good support that way. So I've moved everything over to Namecheap. Okay. So buy your domain, put it here. You want to add it to your hosting through the cPanel. And you're going to add it as an add-on domain, not as the main domain. Okay. You're going to have one domain that's going to be your main one, and then you're going to do add-ons for the rest using cPanel. If you don't have cPanel, there's WPM, and each host has their way of adding add-on domains. Good instructions on every one of them. Bluehost, HostGator, SiteGround, they all have really good docs on how to install a domain. Next is I use a cPanel installer. I think it's called Softalacious or something like that, but it does WordPress installs. It's about a 3-minute install, puts everything together. I skip all the plugins. I just want a basic WordPress install, and this is how I started. So I would check all this. This has already been done with this one site that we're going to be building, okay, reporting the news. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the dashboard. And I have not put any plugins in at all. This is everything that the installation does for me, okay? So I'm going to delete Hello Dolly. I'm going to delete the caching because I'm going to put my own caching in there. Really important is whoever you use for caching, only use one caching service. SiteGround has a built-in caching service that works pretty well. So you don't need Hummingbird or SEO Cache or anything like that if you're using SiteGround. But I'm going to use what I call WPMU, and I pay an annual subscription for WPMU so that I can have all these professional tools all bundled into one. So let's go ahead and delete this, deactivate, apply. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete them. Now, a good rule of thumb whenever you're building sites is if you don't use a plugin, delete it, deactivate it, and delete it. The reason is some of these older plugins have holes. So hackers can come in through plugins. It's not often, but I've had some JVZoo plugins that have gotten hacked. So if you're not using them and you're not updating them, make sure they're deleted. Now, the other thing I do on plugins is I enable auto updates. I want to make sure everything is already completely updated. Okay. And I'm going to leave that deactivated. Now, I'm going to go over to WPMU. Let's go back to the checklist next. Okay. So we got the initial setup done. Now we're going to install and activate plugins. I'm going to do my premiums first, and I already deleted the Hello Dolly, and then we'll do the other ones for site maintenance. Two different methods. If you got WP Premium, which I'm going to show you today, you would toggle that, and we're going to go into the hub, and I'm going to install all the plugins so they get done all at once. Okay. If you don't have that, here are the ones that I recommend. Yoast, caching, W3 Total Cache. There's several different caching ones out there. SEO plugin, Yoast or Rank Math. I'm sure all-in-one SEO. Those are the three good ones. I like Yoast, just I'm familiar with it. WordFence, security. So you would add all these plugins manually, and you're not going to need a builder if you use the ZOXtheme. So I'm going to show you the easy method, and then this is the manual method. Okay, so this is what's not going to take very long to do. So we're going to go into WPMU dev. I'll just show you what it's going to do. Let's go back here, and the hub. I'm going to pull up a notepad real quick. Okay. So reporting the news is I'm going to go in and add it to my hub. Add site. Connect site. And put my username in there. And I'm going to put my password in there. Hit connect. Now this takes a couple minutes, but it's installing all the plugins, getting everything ready for me. So it's putting a SEO tool, an image compression tool, a caching tool, some SEO tools and everything else in there. And so this is the first step of the process. Okay, start setup. And it's going to go through the performance evaluation. It does all the compression. It adds some other tweaks and everything. But again, if you don't have this WPMU, you're going to be using the other checklist, which is this one right here. Oops. And you want to make sure you get a backup, an image compression, a sitemap maker. This is a good schema maker. Of course, you need tracking, so you need Google Analytics dashboard. So just make sure you get all of these in there. Now, once you do that, you've got other plugins that I recommend. If your theme doesn't have add boxes, add inserter, we did a Geek Out Friday on it. Real easy plugin to use. You just put your code in there from either Google AdSense or Ad Display Network or any other ad blocks that you're putting in there. Okay. Easy table of contents. This is the other plugin I add. If you do an Envato, you want to put this little plugin in. It just keeps all your Envato plugins and themes updated. And then this one is just a little handy plugin that we're going to add. Okay, so let's see where we're at on the installation. Okay, say not now. So it's going through, it's got a performance score. There's nothing on it, so it should have 100% there. Updates, security, everything looks good. And I'm going to set up the default SEO config, install and activate. And then I'm going to add the broken link checker here. Okay. Now with WPMU, this is set up for like if you're doing design for a lot of people, you can actually run your billing through them also, which is a really convenient feature. One of the reasons I started with this is it's one centralized place you can manage all your sites. They even have really good hosting, but it's kind of pricey. Okay, so everything's installed, ready to go. And let's go back over to the website itself. And I'm just going to hit refresh. And let's go ahead and update this. Run new scan. There should be no links in here at all. Okay. Should come back in just a second. Okay, as that's working, I'm going to show you, here's all the plugins that just installed here. Okay, so I've got a few other plugins I want to put in here. I'm going to go add new and go back to our checklist here. We want easy table of contents and quick featured image. And I'm not going to install ad inserter because it's in the ZOXtheme that we're going to be putting in. So easy table of contents. Okay. Featured images. And I'm trying to keep it down to a minimum number of plugins. The more plugins you have and active, it seems to slow down WordPress a lot, especially with some of these heavy end themes that we're putting in. Okay, so I've got all the plugins installed that I wanted. They're all activated, and I'm just going to go ahead and tag all of them, all my actives, tag them, and enable auto updates. So a few of them are set up that we need to enable the auto updates. The ones that are on WPMU, they're automatically updated. Okay, so we have the plugins now. Now let's see what our next steps are. We've got our WPMU installed, so I can close that. Other ones, I've got easy table and quick featured image. Okay, so install plugins, check that box. And now we're on to the next step. The reason I do this in this order is I want my plugins installed and managing as new stuff comes in, whether it's the demo data, whether it's RSSmasher, I want it all in before we start populating the website. Okay. Remove all unused themes except for the one that I'm currently using. So let's go into the site and let's just take the themes out that we don't need. Appearance, themes. Again, this is some themes, some of the older WordPress themes had holes in them that hackers could get into. So I'm just going to delete the ones I don't need. This is just good design principle. Is if you need it, you can reinstall it. Okay, so I have one theme in here. Let's go back to the checklist. We've got that done. And we're going to install news site theme. Okay, now this is where you're going to spend a lot of time when you first get started. Is do I want free or do I want to pay for them? Okay, I'm going to recommend something is pay for them. You get more for your money. Of course, these are free. So if you're just building a very quick site, you want to move on to your next site, you want to do this as fast as possible, use this one here. Free news theme is Newsmatic. All three of these are good, but as you're building them, use the same theme over and over and over again, okay? That's why I use the Zox news theme so often is I know where all the buttons are. I know how to customize the front page. I know how to do everything within Zox. Sahifa, this is a great one. So is Smart Mag and J News. All 4 of these are on Theme Forest. In fact, the Fox also. These are professional news themes, just like Zox. They have a lot more bells and whistles. I've been doing this for a long time, installing themes. I used to use this one, and I used to use this one. And it's 2 to 3 hours of my time going in here, customizing it. There are so many options in there. There's default options, but then you have to choose everything that goes with it. A lot of time is being spent right here just on customizing it. If you only have one news site, you may want to look into this. But if you're going to do multiple news sites, use this one. And then the new one that I've seen is Popito. This is, in fact, I had a conversation with, I think Don's on the call, is I really want to use this, but it is a kind of out of the box thinking news site. And I'll show you the Popito theme if I got it up here. You may even want to try this. It's Popito, very, very nice looking site, but it's completely different than you've ever seen before. And I'll show you, here's a homepage demo. So I'm going to build a few of the news sites out with this, okay? I spent about 6 hours going through the new themes on Theme Forest. There's so many new ones, but this is a good looking site. It's got a slider and all that in there. But I kind of came back to, I'm just going to stick with what I know because I can build them really fast and I can show you on a Geek Out Friday call. But you may see some news sites that we do in the future that have that, okay? So let's go back to, there we go. So let's install Zox. Parents, themes, add new. And it's a download that you have, or it's an upload that you have to do. So I'm going to upload the theme and just go back to Forest. You unzip the file, you open that up, and here's your documentation right here, okay? Here's your XML data. This is your demo data that we'll be pulling. And I'm going to do Zox News. See, it's a little zip file. Install now. So as that's installing, let's go over to our Notion here. Okay, so we're going to do this one right here. We're going to install it. And then we're going to upload some demo data. Okay. Now you can add media to the demo data. It's kind of wasted effort because demo data has the lorem ipsum. Used to they had images, and now they just have a Zox block, and I'll show you in just a second what that looks like. Okay. Unpacking, it's ready to go. I'm going to hit activate. Okay. So once it's active, I'm going to go in to install plugins. Zox has their own recommended plugins. I'm going to put them all in. Okay. So while they're installing and activating, looks like they're all done. Now, we're going to go into Zox News options. Okay. So I'm going to work it from top to bottom, just like this right here. But before I do that, I'm going to import the demo data. And I'm going to show you what it looks like so we can kind of keep getting a measure of what it looks like. So I have one post, and it's a test post from RSSmasher. We have Zox up here. So let's start changing around, see what we can get. Okay, one-click demo data. I'm going to bring in all the demo data at one time. Now, this is one of the advantages of using paid news themes is a lot of them, the nicer ones have demo data to upload. That's it, all done. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, we're starting to see some things in here. If you'll notice, they all have really nice Ford Mustang, 9 celebrities, all lorem ipsum, okay? It's just there so that you know that the structure is being built, okay? So let's go back over here. I've got it all imported, and now I'm going to go into my Zox News options. Starting at the top is I'm going to bring in the logo, and navigation. So I need a 600 wide, and I'm just going to follow this all the way through, downloads. And I did this earlier today. Let's do reporting the news, choose his logo. I have a smaller one that's 200 wide. That's my 200 wide. Okay, the logo in the footer, I'm going to do a 600 wide on it. That's that first one. And favicon, it says 16 by 16. I'm going to put in, this is 150 by 150. And select files. So this is a PNG 187 by 187. The theme will automatically resize it. Okay, not going to drop any custom CSS in there. Leave all this tagged and hit save. Okay, let's go back. Each step, I'm going to take a look at what it looks like. Reporting the news. I don't necessarily like the red on the black, but we'll play with it later. Let's go down to the bottom and reporting news. Okay, so if you notice, as I scrolled up, it has the smaller one. That's the 200 wide. Okay. And so we got that. Now, the next thing you want to do is match the colors up. And let's see if I've got the color scheme right. Reporting the news. Okay, here's my primary right here. I'm going to copy that code and then come back over here to ZOX and go to my colors. And I'm going to change the secondary color and put in that orange. Okay. Unstyled color link. Let's go ahead and put that in there as well. Okay, so we're just kind of playing around with the colors. And we put in here top navigation skin. Let's make it light and do a quick save and refresh. Well, that didn't change anything. So top navigation colors, I got to bypass this one. We'll clear that. And bottom navigation, clear that. Quick save. And well, I have to play with this a little bit more. I know I'm missing something. It's probably in my header file. Okay, but we kind of got everything laid out. We're ready to start putting content in here. Okay, and let's just go back to the checklist. We've added the news theme. Okay, so install news theme. We uploaded the demo data. I'm going to skip this add media to the demo data because we're going to be bringing in RSSmasher. Already did the design logo, adjust colors and typography. So these are the setup items that you would do on each of the themes that you're going to be bringing in. That's why I like to use one centralized theme. Complete theme site setup. So let's go ahead and see what else we need to put in here. Go back to, we did the colors. We did the fonts. This is where you can change any of the fonts, homepage settings, and I can come in here and change to get different looks. See what feature 3 is. I'll do a quick save. Okay, notice how we're changing things up a little bit. That's featured 3. And if I go to featured 2, quick save. So you get a total different look and feel anytime you change that feature box. Now, we have complete training on how we do all this, but here's one of your ad codes. So we're starting to see where ad codes are going to go in on the home page here. Okay, show featured post. Here's the tag that I need to use right here to make a post, get it into the center of the theme itself. And what I mean by that is these are featured posts right here. So it's the last 3 that have been entered go right in there. Okay, so back to ZOX News. And just kind of scrolling down, number of posts, I kind of just leave that as the default setting. Trending post. You could change this term right here, but this is actually looking at posts that get clicks. Okay, it's not fake clicks. It's people actually coming in and clicking it, whether it's bots or whether it's visitors or whether it's you and your friends clicking. So you'll see it in the trending column, this trending column. So these are the ones that are the most popular that people have actually been looking at, okay? Keep on moving down, article settings. Again, you got different views you can have on your article settings. So I'm just going to leave it at template 1, leave everything kind of set the same here. Here's an ad code, another ad code. You can even put a discus form short name for using that as your commenting. Show author box. Typically, I will turn this on and I will create an author box to go with each of my posts because I'm going to have multiple authors in there, okay? But for now, I'll just leave it just like that. Okay, auto load post settings. I'm kind of going to skip over this one. This is how it's auto loading whenever you're bringing up latest news or a blog archive page. Google AMP settings, leave it on. Okay, this is where you put your Facebook app ID if you wanted to. Category pages, show featured posts, absolutely. So when you go into a category, like let's say entertainment, here's that featured post section right here, okay? Here's the category. And so if you turned it off, this would go away and it would look like something like latest news where they're just stacked on top of each other, okay? You see this one here, the reason it looks like this, it doesn't have an image, a featured image with it, which it should, okay? So maybe that's when I need to add a featured image. So again, I would come back into here. We talked about media, post. I'm going to all posts. Remember the plugin I say quick featured image? This is what it does for you. So as you're looking in your post column, you can quickly go through there and make sure these all have images with them. So it looks like they're all good to go. This one doesn't. Aston Martin supercar. So I'm going to see if it even has any images in there. A quick view. No images, and it's a very short article with read more. I don't even want that in there. So this is kind of a good indicator. If you don't see a featured image coming from RSSmasher, you might as well go ahead and trash it. And I'll just quickly go through here and look for missing featured images. Okay. Looks like we're pretty good to go right here. So back to ZOXtheme. Okay. So we've done category pages. You could change this however you want, row, column. How do you want the blog layout? Very easy to switch things around. Social media. And this is where you're going to put in your social media links to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Pinterest. This would probably be your primary author. This is the ones that you're going to be using. Or if you have a Facebook page for reporting the news, which on Amazing Hamburger, online exercise programs, on my other news sites, I try to create a Facebook page and a Pinterest site. So I'll put those two links in there, okay? And also Twitter. So when I'm socially syndicating, I go out to Twitter, and then I send a zap to SocialBee. SocialBee is going to go post it in my Facebook page. It's going to post to Pinterest. It's going to post to LinkedIn, and it will post to, I think, Tumblr at the same time. So I'm doing a lot inside of my social scheduling tool, which is SocialBee. You can use HubSpot, Hootsuite, Buffer, any of these tools. You can even find them on AppSumo. Okay. So keep on going down, ad management. Here's some more ad blocks, okay? Wallpaper ad click-through, a wallpaper ad image, okay? Toggle parallax leaderboard. This is just a cool little feature just to add in there, but you can turn it on, off, and again, save options. Footer information. This is where you're going to put your copyright. 2023, reporting the news. Powered by Penguin Productions. Okay, so save by copyright and back up and reset. You can back up the theme. You can reset it back to normal. So this is your basic setup on how you can go through the ZOX News really quick. Okay. Come up here. And if you say customize, you're basically getting the same thing you just went through. That's why I go through the ZOX News options. Widgets. You have your homepage widget area, and you have a homepage sidebar, which is the sidebar over here that you play with. Okay. So let's go back to the checklist. Now, I would spend a little bit more time tuning it up. I would fix that black header bar, I'd make my colors right. So this is kind of where I spend a little bit of time in this section right in here, okay? Add categories. Let's see what categories we have on that theme option that we imported in. So over here to post categories. Okay, these are pretty good ones: business, entertainment, fashion, politics, sports, tech. And I'm going to add one in here. I'm just going to call it videos. Okay. So this is all I need right there. Now let's look at the site real quick. And I'm just going to hit. Okay. So we don't want this. We don't need that. We don't need features. They're trying to resell it. Then over here, they've got some other, well, they don't even have anything on that side. So let's go in and fix the menus while we're in here. Appearance, here to appearance, menus. Okay, I'm going to take that out. So I'm just cleaning up the menus on top. I have, this is the foot, yeah. Select the footer menu, take that out, and take this bottom one out and remove. Okay, and let's put it inside. I'm going to tag it to footer, flyout, and then save menu. Now, I know I've got some other categories I want to run in there. So let's see, entertainment, fashion, politics. You put politics, sports, tech, videos, tech, politics. Okay, add to menu. Now, the other thing I don't have is a privacy policy yet. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save here and make sure they're all flying in there. And I'm going to go up to my header menu, my main menu. Okay. And it's tagged to the main menu. So I want to get rid of all this right in here. So this is just kind of got to go through this and hit remove on every one of them. If I hit remove up here, it's going to leave these in. So I just kind of do it in the order, in a hierarchy removal order. Wayne, as I'm doing this, any questions at this point that we can answer?
Yeah, there was one about ZOXthemes. Do you have to purchase it for every site?
The politically correct answer is yes.
That's why I didn't want to answer it.
So
if you try to use it, it may work on multiple sites, but you should really buy it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would say too. Okay, so we got, I'm going to click on categories. This is our main menu, view all, business, entertainment, politics, videos. Okay, there we go. I got politics in there twice, so I'll just hit remove. Okay, good to go. And now I'm going to get out of menus. Let's go back up here and see what has changed. Okay, there we go. We got our main menus coming up here. If you'll notice, we didn't have any videos. We don't have anything in that category. That's why nothing's showing up underneath. But if I hit entertainment, now we're going over to the entertainment. Let's look at the flyout menu. For some reason, that didn't work. So I'm going to go back in here to ZOX and go into my customize. Okay, that should work. Oh, I know why. This is actually set up as a widget, which is kind of weird. I remember that from yesterday. Let's come back over here. Don may be able to help. I know I saw it yesterday in the, I think it's in the widget area. We'll figure this one out though. It is. It should be the menu on that area over here. It should be menus, and oh, there we go. Manage locations. It should be the flyout is what we're trying to set to the footer menu. So Wayne, if he comes in, just we'll check this in a few minutes. Okay. So let's keep on going. Let's go back to our checklist, see where we're at. We added categories, add authors. Now, typically this is where it takes a little bit of time. I've got menu builders. I go out and I'm going to assign maybe 3 users as editors inside of the author blocks, inside the user section. So I'll show you where you would put them. Is you would come over here to users, all users, and you would just simply come up here and add new. Put the username, his email, and this is where I use the menu builders database to keep track of everybody. And it may be John Thomas, and an editor, chief editor. Okay. And then I put in here maybe editor, and you want to use your own an email that you have for the site itself. Reporting the news.com. Okay. Website, you could put in, there's his password, and you would come down here and make him an editor. Okay. So we can pick him up whenever we're going over from RSSmasher. Okay. So that gets your users in there, your authors that you can vary with. Okay. And let's go back to appearance, Zox News options. Got just about all that set up. So this is your checklist. This is really what you want to get started with. Now, before I put content in there, I need to do a couple of other things. I need to come in and go into my WordPress settings. A lot of people don't do this until we remind them that you need to do this. This is something that a professional will do for you automatically. They don't even say anything, but a lot of people, when they set up RSSmasher, they don't set the permalinks. They leave the commenting on. And so some of these WordPress sites, they just kind of go haywire because they're not set up properly to begin with. So I'm going to show you how to set it up correctly for getting auto blocking going. Okay. So we're going to go into settings. Start with general. I work from top to bottom. Settings, general. Okay, you want your site title. Make sure you have your site title. And I did this whenever I created the WordPress site. It asks for a title and a tagline. But if you don't see it, make sure you have it in here, okay? WordPress address, site address, membership. I don't have a membership. I probably won't ever have a membership on a news site. But if you do, you can put it in there, okay? This is where you get all the notices as an admin. If anything goes wrong or you're getting hacked or there's something going on wrong with your site, make sure you have a good address somewhere right in here, okay? New user default row. If they come in as users, they got to be, they're only coming in as subscribers. Very important. Set your time zone right here. I'll come in and go up to Chicago. I don't know why they don't have a Dallas one in there, but I will go with Chicago, same time zone. Okay. Date format. British dates, you're going to be doing it a little bit different. Day, month, year. And I like it like that. There's the time. I'll leave this on week starts at Monday. That's fine. Okay. So we're good to go on general. Now we're going to go to writing. Default post category. Change this, guys. Put it into a category. So if for some reason you start posting through RSSmasher, it's not going to be sitting in uncategorized if you do a random or if you just forget to tag it in the scheduler. Now, I think we catch it if you don't have one selected, but we've had random, and random will actually post to uncategorized if you don't if you don't remove it. So I'm going to leave that there as business. Okay. Post format. ZOX has multiple posting formats. I'm going to leave it on standard. Okay. The ones that you're going to be using with ZOX on a news theme is video, or if you're going to do a quote, or if you're bringing an image, or what we're doing also is links. So if we're posting links, cross-linking, we'll do a post of a link. Now, we won't show it anywhere. It will be on an other page tab, but those are the ones that we'll be using. Now, everything that you're going to do on a default is going to be standard, okay? I'll skip all this. Default mail category, make sure that's changed. You can add updated pinging services here. Ping-O-Matic covers a wide range. So I used to have 100 different ping services I sent to. I don't think it works as effectively as it used to. If you're interested in that ping list, I'll probably be able to put it in I'll put it in the Geek Out Friday course under the notes there, but I'm not going to publish it publicly on WordPress. I'll hit save here. Okay. Now we're just going straight down. If you don't see the home page, if you don't see this page whenever you hit home, okay, then it means one thing, it's not set, okay? You want to make sure it's set to home page as your static page. Post page, I'm going to do latest news, and that's going to capture, latest news is a page set up just for blogs. It's your blog archive page set up. It's going to look just like this with sidebars, everything in there. Okay. Come back over here. And how many posts do you want to show on your post page? Do 10, you do 20, you put however many you want. Syndication feed, show the most recent 10 items. Okay. Again, this is for when you're creating an RSS feed. How many items do you want to show at any one time? You can increase it, decrease it. Do you want the full text of your article going out, or do you want an excerpt? Okay. This is what RSSmasher is reading. If you're bringing in somebody else's, are they going to give us the full text or just an excerpt? Okay. Search engine. If you want to discourage search engines, you would check this. Okay. Leave it unchecked right here if you want it to be a real WordPress site that SEO finds or Google finds. Okay. Leave it unchecked. Don't check it. Okay. Save changes. You would think this is descriptive enough, but when people start checking off and going, okay, it's got to be checked, everything's got to be tagged. What they've done when they've done that is they've made their site invisible to getting indexed. Okay. If you call us, if we're trying to help you troubleshoot a site, this is one of the things I'm going to look at, reading. And half the time when I'm talking to a customer, this is checked. Don't check it, okay? Gone through that enough, I guess, discussion. Okay, so default post settings. I'll leave all these set. Email me whenever I want anyone post a comment. I want to hold all comments for moderation, and I want to tag this. Comment must be manually approved. I don't want anybody's comment slipping in there. The commenting section basically is for people to spam. Okay. I don't want spam to show up automatically. Okay. Show avatars. So that's the one thing I would recommend, that you hold all your comments right here. Okay. Oh, is this helping everybody? I may be going through too much detail, but I'm showing you what people make mistakes on that we have to fix as programmers, as WordPress designers. Whenever they say they're going to get their high school kid to do this, these are the problems I have to fix when the high school kid does it. Okay. Medium. These are default settings. Leave it as is. We've got other tools. We got the smart crawl, or you may have an image compression on there. Okay. Permalinks. Guys, I can't even stress enough. You've got to do this one right. Okay. The easiest way is do post name. Okay. So I'm not going to leave it there. There are two trains of thought here. This is what it looks like, reporting the news, and then it puts your post right there, okay? That is one SEO method that has been taught forever, okay? The other one that's taught forever is category post name, okay? Some have put month, number, day, hour, minute, and they've claimed they get so much better SEO. It's bullshit. I've tested this over and over and over again. Between post name and category post name, this is the one that seems to be consistent in indexing your post, okay? It gives Google, Microsoft, and all the indexing sites a little idea. It's pulling the domain, it's pulling a category and your post. So it has an idea of where that post should go in. If it's dog training here versus SEO hacks, and the post name is great ideas, it just gives your indexer so much more to have category in there. Okay, so category post name. That's what I recommend. Again, I get people all the time that are going to use this one right here. They don't ever change the permalink, or they're halfway through all their site. They've got 150 posts in there, and they go, Damon, these don't make any sense. The post name is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Google has a hard time indexing. They are reading the URL in their indexing service to figure out what's going on. So please go from here. Easiest, tag it to post or make it category post name. Okay. Set enough there. Save changes. Okay. Privacy. This is not your security privacy. This is WordPress has added something very new. Create a privacy policy page. Absolutely. So create it, and I'm going to close it, and I'm going to take off all these suggested text. So I'm just going to remove all that, and I get a pretty decent privacy policy. Okay. In the chat box, tell me another way that you can create a privacy policy in less than 5 minutes. I say less than 20 seconds, really.
I know.
Wow, everybody's coming up with ChatGPT. Absolutely, guys. If you want to take this over, what I like doing is I'll take this, and you want to see something really kind of cool? I'll show you something cool here. I don't think Peter Hathley is on the call here, but I've got a Grammarly. Let's see if Grammarly's turned on. I don't know if it's going to work on this. It should. Okay. Grammarly has a new tool that is Grammarly Go. Guys, this is one more nail on the coffin to Jasper, I hate to admit, is you highlight the section and you can improve it. Okay. I'll scroll down here. It's still in beta, but it improves it based on how you have this set up. I'm going to go casual. I'm going to be confident, witty, and engaging in American English. Use this voice. So I'm going to use that voice, and I'm going to improve it. And because it's beta, it comes up in a weird place. So I'm going to rephrase it. And they're charging me one prompt for every time I improve it, or every time I use it. Okay. And of course, it didn't work that time. one of the reasons in beta there. Let's see here if I can go back to it. Let's see.
I think at the moment it's safer to just copy it from that little window.
Yeah, it's safer to copy in the window. So, but here's another idea: is you can take the entire thing here. Take that suggested text out right there. Take that whole thing out that is just written for you. Let's see if I can copy it right.
It's got another suggested text in it.
Did I miss one? Yep. Oh, come on, dang it. That's why they're not charging for it yet. I think it's still kind of goofy in there, but it does a really good job if you're using like Google Docs of, let's see if I just highlight it all here. Okay, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come over here to authored intelligence. This is the Peter Hatherley product. And come here to accessorize. You can do conceptual rewriter. And I'm just going to paste it in there. And I'm going to use these tags. So I'm going to hype it up. I'm going to add a rephrase. Rephrase and enhance. Tell a story. And speak like, and we're going to speak like, I'm not going to do a pirate like everybody does, but I'm going to do micro dirty jobs. And now I'm going to rephrase it, but I'm going to give it a little creativity and rephrase it and see what it does. Now this makes it more personable. So you can actually rewrite it if you want, but I think this actually sounds pretty good. It's like we're talking to them directly. We value your privacy. So I'm going to copy this one and I'm going to come back to my edit page, delete that entire text. Oops. I don't think it ever actually, yeah, I did. I'm going to edit and then put my text in there. Okay. So this looks pretty good. And publish immediately. Page. Okay. So this is more personable, is what I look at. And again, you can change it, edit it, but use the tools that we've been telling everybody about. There's a reason we use them too. Okay. So let's go back to our checklist. Let's see, we're kind of moving on and we're at hour and 5 minutes here. So I've done general, I've done writing, reading, discussion, and we've done permalinks, okay? And we came in and we did privacy. Now, terms, again, we would probably go over to Chat GPT. So I'm in version 4, GPT-4, and let's say I'm inside of AI PRM terms. I don't think they have one. Privacy policy in terms.
It is on the right.
Yeah, terms and condition page for your company. Okay. Your company name, the news.com. Okay. We are ready to go. That's why I like using the AI PRM is the prompt engineers that I pay $20 a month. I have a team of them. I think there's probably at least 50 prompt engineers standing by ready to give me the exact prompt I need at the exact time I need it. I used to think I needed to be a prompt engineer, but with AI PRM, I get the best of the best. Hopefully y'all are using it too. I mean, I'm sharing tools that Wayne and I use. We don't recommend tools that we don't use.
Yeah, John says, where did you get those 631 prompts?
Okay. It's almost done here. Hopefully it's almost done here. When you use version 4, you get longer output and it's usually a little bit higher quality. If you use the 3.5 chat, it's shorter. It's usually less than 2,000 words. So I'm going to go, while that's working, let's go over here to privacy policy. Let's go back to here, dashboard. Actually, I'm just going to do new page, and we're going to call it terms and conditions. Okay. Publish immediately, default template. I'm going to go ahead and go full width with it. And now I'm ready to paste the terms and conditions right here. So let's see if chat is done. It's getting wordy. This must have been a lawyer put this AI PRM together. Okay. And if you'll notice up here, the little favicons are up here. That's all coming from Anybody want to know how I make my, I used to use, and I still use Envato's Place It, but there is an AppSumo deal called Mojo Max. If you don't have it, get it. You only need the first credit. Okay, you don't need to buy all of them. You type in your logo and it allows you to change letter by letter. So I can change that letter. I can, give it a goofy little R, something like that. I can go letter by letter. I can even change the color. I can put default colors in there. This is a word mark right here. I could change that out or delete it completely. Logo symbols. So there's all types of things that you can do with this. To me, it's not as fancy as you would see on Place It, where you actually have really nice looking visual logo images. But if you're running something like a news site, this is all you need. You don't need a fancy image. And again, I use the Mojo Max and I just change the colors of those 2 letters. Okay. And with this one here, I just added a word mark. Now I can come in and change the green, and I'll show you when I'm tweaking things. I'm going to go, this is my color finder. I'm going to find that color. I'm going to copy it. Okay. Now I'm going to go back up to Mojo Max. And let's go back to the regular reporting the news. I think that was the one. Go to my colors, and I want to set a color here. Oh, what was that? There we go. Well, let's choose that color. Come back over here to Mojo Max and change the color. Dang it. OBE6AF. Nope. Can't remember that. Oh, 0. There we go. Okay. So now I download the PNG, and I'm going to download it as 600. I'm going to download it as 200. I'm going to go all the way down here, and I think I kind of like the red up there, so I'm going to leave it. But I could do this right here. I'll just leave it as the red. So then I come back up here as we're waiting on the terms and conditions here. And escape, dashboard, and come back over here to appearance, Fox News options, and clear it, upload. That's my 600. Clear it, upload. You see how easy it is? We're not even really thinking through this. I could change it just at a moment's notice there. Okay. And I could leave it as red to kind of introduce that color down at the bottom, which I'm going to do. So quick save, and now let's visit the site. Ooh, I kind of like that better anyway. Reporting the news. That looks good. Okay. So you see my little trick now with that. So let's go over. Oh, good. We're finally done. Okay. Terms and conditions. Copy that. Come over here. Paste it in. Publish. And publish. Okay. View the page. Make sure it works. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay. So we spent a little bit too much time on that, but that's good. It's easy. Somebody else did it for us. Okay. So now I'm going to come back over here to my menus. And in my footer menu, my footer is I want to include down at the bottom the privacy policy and terms and conditions. Add to menu. Good. Save menu. And on my main menu, I'll choose that, and I'm going to add privacy policy to the bottom there. Hit save. Hit privacy, add to menu. There we go. Now hit. Okay. We keep on checking it as we're going through here. privacy policy. Excellent. Okay. I think we're done with the setup. Now comes the fun part. We need to put content in there. Let's go back to our checklist, make sure everything's done. We got our terms. Okay. So we've done the legal, we've adjusted the WordPress settings, theme install, and all that. So I'm showing you time estimates in here. If you're going to use one of these really high-end themes, you're going to be 120 minutes plus customizing it, okay? They make it so that you can customize it however you want, but they give you a lot of options, okay? If you're using the ZOXtheme, it's going to give you a couple of default options, basically changing things around on your home page and your post page, but it's very quick to set up. We have training. If you want to see how it's done, we have a complete training course. I think it's $77 for the training course. Maybe Wayne, by the end of the call, will have a coupon for us for watching this, bearing with me for an hour and a half. Okay. So we've done this in about an hour and 15 minutes to get to this point right here. Now we're going to go into content automation. Okay. We're going to add RSSmasher and we're going to create the automated content. Okay. Sounds easy. We only had 2 boxes to check, but this one's easy. This one's takes a little bit of time. Okay. So how do we add them? Let's go back here. We have a new integration method that absolutely works incredible. And you go into your user, your admin user. Okay. I'm going to bring that one up, come down here, and where it says application password, you want to use this. This is the application password that we're asking for when we do the setup. So I'm just going to do RSS test, delete later since everybody will see it. Okay, that's the password that we're going to use in the integration. I'm going to come over here and open RSSmasher. Probably need to log back in. Yep. Okay, go to integrations, WordPress. And you would actually just add a new one, and I'm going to show you what. Give it a name, change your width. You're going to put your username. So that was the username that we had. This is the username that they're talking about, is right here, that username. Okay. You're going to put that in there. Put that in there. Then the password that we just created down here is going to go in next. It's going to go in right here. And then you put your blog URL, which would be reporting the menus. I'll just copy this one up here, come back over here and paste that right there. Get rid of all that, all the way up to right there. Okay. So username, password, and then you would hit update. But before you do that, hang on, you got one more thing. You got to have a description, give it a name, application password, username, application password, and hit update. This perfectly pairs them up together. Okay. Now, I've already done it with reporting the news, so I'm going to hit edit. Oops. I guess I do get to change that password again. Now, if you remember, we started from a brand new site less than an hour ago. Okay. I should be able to hit get categories, and it's going to go out and get all those categories that we just set up. Okay. Very, very nice. I can do a test post. Make sure it's all working. I'm going to go to tech, and I'll hit test post. Okay. Now, if I click on it, if I highlight it, copy it, come over here, and I just want to make sure, okay, worked. There's the test post. There's our featured image, and we got a little sales material in here in case if people forget to take that off. Come back here to reporting the news, and there you go. We got our 2 tests. These are the only 2 posts that we have, our test posts. Now, if I go in here, just for fun, I'm going to go into dashboard, go into post, all posts. We got a bunch of junk posts in here, but if I came into these 2 right here, and I'm going to tag them, I'm going to come up here and do edit, apply, featured. That's all you have to do. Put featured in as a tag. Okay. And now I'm going to hit visit site. Look at that. So that's how you get them into these featured sections. Now, if this was, remember I said it was in tech, you see it in tech, it's in the mega menu. But if I go tech, because we had the feature box turned on, it's going to take the very last post that was featured. Okay. Great questions coming up. I'm going to take a little breather here. Walt says, thanks for reactivating my AppSumo addiction. Walt, stop at Mojo Max. Oh, it is a great tool. Only buy one credit. Tim Parker, would you add a disclosure notice about affiliates? Absolutely. That's almost, I should have done it at the same time, but just for time's sake, there's a couple other notices, affiliate disclosures, Amazon disclosure that I would put in there, stuff that you would do professionally. And I probably need to put it on the list also. Okay, so let's keep on going. So you saw how easy it was to get the featured box in there. Now I'm kind of giving away a lot of the secrets on this Zox, and this is why I like it. It's real easy to use and it's consistent every time I load one in. Okay. Now it's starting to look a little bit like this one. There's the featured box, latest videos, trending, because we're using that featured set 1, which defines what this looks like up here. Okay. Here's our entertainment. This is how we would define this section down here. These are widgets that are coming in. Okay. And we go over all this. Don Roberts on the call, and I taught this course on how to configure this to make it look completely different. And I'm going to give you some ideas. Don, can you type in the chat your Grand Canyon that you use the Zox with? Okay. This is online exercise program, Zox News. It's the same one, but I have a different featured set right on the very top. Okay. So it looks a little bit different. And you probably have seen this one before. Amazing hamburger. This is a Zox News theme. I've had this. This one is actually 13 years old. I saw it the other day. I thought, happy birthday, Amazing Hamburger. Made a little bit of money off of you over the years. Okay, and here's in the Grand Canyon. This is one of Don's sites. Very nice. He's got ad display. He's got the Google AdSense in here. He's got a privacy GDRP in here. Sign off. I mean, this is really nice, and it doesn't take that long. You've actually seen how long it takes. Okay, accept all, and we're good to go.
If you put sporting excitement in,
oh yeah,
then that just to show you that if you do spend some time on it, it can make it look completely different.
Yeah. Now this is Wayne's site. It is Zox News. You got the mega menus up here. Okay. You got your logo, but now we've got AdSense showing up in here. In fact, you can tell I've been in AppSumo lately. So looks really nice, but you wouldn't be able to tell this is actually a Zox News theme because he's done some really nice edits on it, and he's got a background image. Okay. You can even have a video background with it. Real nice setup. Okay. Cool. Okay. We're back on here, and let's see, back up here to dashboard. We've set our menus. We've got our dashboard. We got our logo made with Logo Max, and we got everything integrated. Now comes a little bit of the work. Okay. Now, if you've been with RSSmasher for a long time, this is just old hat. Okay. I am going to make one mash for each category to start with. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to auto-populate the site with RSS feed content to start with. Okay. I'm going to tell you how the sequencing I'm going to do with this. Okay. I'm going to let it run for probably a week to 2 weeks with RSS feed content. Not going to do any AI tools yet. Well, take that back. Meanwhile, I'm building AI articles, okay? Either ZimWriter or Article Forge, or soon to be a combo of the two, okay? But I'm not putting it into the news site yet, okay? So I'm going to show you how to set up the mashes. Now, the cool thing with the mashes, once you set up an RSS mash and a schedule, go into the category, if you decide I'm ready to do Article Forge or I'm ready to do external content, you can use that same mash and you can turn off your feeds if you want to, okay? Or you can do a G sheet method. You can do anything with the feed, with the mashes as they're set up. So keep that in mind. We're going to build one. I'm going to show you one of the fastest ways to build one, okay? And let's see. Got to find the right screen. Okay. We're in RSSmasher. I've got the mashes set up. Now, I did another news site, and it's the one I did yesterday, Valley Newspaper. What I did was I created a blank feed setup, Valley Newspaper. We're going to take a look at it. Okay. I called it blank feed setup. This is how I want to set it up. The only thing I didn't add is I didn't add any feeds in here, okay? So I did a strip out hyperlinks, extract articles with images only, skipped all that, one article from each feed, and we're going to go over this in testing in just a second, okay? And then validate completed HTML, and then group it, okay? I hit update. Now, I came over here to hooks, because these are all going to be RSS feeds. So I made my hook. I put dashes, and then I use these drop-down tokens to insert token. And you probably have seen how these are built. Feed name, news, URL, you just insert the token, don't put it in there, okay? But we'll take that out. So at the bottom of all my posts, this is what it's going to look like. I hit update. Okay. Now, with this template made for Valley Newspaper, I can also put in anchors. I can set up some pre-made stuff with it, okay? But or I can do keyword filters or whatever I want to put in there. So I'm going to come over here to manage mashes. Then I would copy that up to politics, up to all the different categories. So I made one with politics. Now, we're going to go into politics and we're going to take a look at it. This is Valley Newspaper. This is already in production. So edit. Okay, it copied everything from that template that I made, one article from each feed. I'm not stripping HTML or doing anything fancy like that. I put my feeds in there and got them all in. And if you'll notice the hooks, they're already set up. Okay, then I hit build, and I'm ready to build. So the time is really just spent here on getting the feeds done, okay? Now, as you're adding feeds, this is politics. So we've got these complementary feeds that you can put in here for some, you might have to search a little bit for politics. I think it's in lifestyle news, politics. We have international news, so politics, and then you have a little drop down right here, okay? We've been collecting these feeds for almost 3 years now, a little less than 3 years. Some of them don't work anymore. Some of them they don't give you the full article, they just give you an excerpt, okay? Some of them, the ones at the bottom of the list are the more recent ones that we put in there. So I had one in there yesterday called Trumpster. Now I'll go ahead and put that one back in there. Okay. Now, as I'm testing and building, I want to build my mash and make sure it's right before I finish and activate. So I'm going to go ahead and add that feed in there. And it's going to go at the bottom. Okay, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do as I'm testing is I want to do one feed at a time. The reason I do this is I want to see what these feeds look like all grouped together, okay? And Come over here to build. And it's going to build from top to bottom in your feed list. Okay. Preview web. Okay. Very good article. And I get down, I want to see the citation on it. Very long article, big pictures, everything. What is this? Politico. A lot of pictures. And we resize these before we send them over. This is a really big article here. Okay. I think we're getting close to the end of it, maybe. Okay. Okay, there's the end. This is from Politico. Politico gives you full content, okay? Just so I don't have to look at Politico, I'm going to scroll on down past all that. Okay. So as we're working down that website feed list, it's going to go all in order. So Republic Report, here's Republic Report. I really don't like their images on Republic Report. They're kind of, well, a few of them aren't bad. That's Republic Report, University of Phoenix. Here's another one, kind of boring pictures. This is another boring picture, but it's good content. And that's Republic Report. Okay, so now we have more, and this is from the Gateway Pundit. Gateway Pundit, it's a great, Politico and great Gateway are really good ones for politics, okay? I'm trying to get down to the Trumpster. Okay. I get down to the very bottom, and you know what? Notice I just added Trumpster. So I had a really good article right here, and I don't want this in my site. I don't want it anywhere in my WordPress. It's nothing. It's a thumbnail image and not even a full sentence there. Okay. It says Trumpster. So I know I just got to go back up here, website feed, and come over here and delete it. Okay. This is how I have to hit build preview, build preview, build preview. And I keep doing this until I get a data stream that looks like some really good articles. So if it takes you a long time, just don't feel bad, because it takes me a long time too sometimes to get the right feed set in there using some of these free feeds, okay, or the ones that we provide, okay? Now, the other way to get your feeds, we taught this in a Geek Out session. If you weren't on it, it's worth going back looking at, okay, is best USA politics RSS feeds. Okay. Usually FeedSpot's going to be in the number 1, number 2 position. Click on that and you have a list. Okay. And then you start, I hold down the control key on a PC and click on the feed. Get rid of that pop-up, come over and look at the feed, and I'm looking to see item and the close. Okay. There's not a lot of content in between here and here. So this is going to be a very short feed post. Probably it may have an image and it may have 1 sentence. I don't need that. It's a waste of time to even look at that. So I'm reading this before I even test it inside of RSSmasher. The Gateway Pundit, you've seen it, but let's see what the XML actually looks like. Okay, item description. Oh, that's the one I just looked at. Okay, Gateway Pundit. Here we go. Okay, image, item. Okay, notice all this. You've got content, a lot of content. And then you have a close item right here, and then a new item, a lot of content. So I know this feed is at least going to have some really good long form content. And the way I know it is I'm just looking at the XML. I'm not reading it. I'm just seeing how much content is in between the item tags. Okay. Political Insider. Let's take a look at this. Political Insider. Title. Okay. We got some description box, content. Okay. This looks like it might work. Item. And then I'm looking for the close item tag, and there it is. So this one might work. So I'm going to grab that. I copy it, Control C. Come over here to my RSSmasher, Political Insider. So I'm going to paste that one in there. Okay. And we check it, make sure it's a good one. Now I know Politico is a good one, so I'm just going to temporarily turn that one off. And I'm going to temporarily turn off Republic Report and then the Gateway Pundit. I'll turn that one off. And I want to just look at these two right here. Okay. Come over here to build. Okay. Now I'm going to hit Preview Web. Okay. This should be the ideas on Europe. It's okay. It's not anything special. I probably wouldn't use this. Ideas on Europe. That one's not bad. Image is kind of what, it's a flower over the horizon. So now I'm going to come down here and look in here. And this is political, the Political Insider Report. Okay. The thing it's missing is a featured image. So I may need to put a featured image in here if I'm using Political Insider with image swaps right here. So I have an image pack and I'm going to go image politics. Okay, image order, I'm just going to do random. I'm going to do first image and ignore images less than 100 pixel. Add a featured image to text only articles. Okay. Now we let it slide through on MASH because it had an image, but it was a small, like a little thumbnail or an emoji. So it slipped through. So now I'm going to do some image replacements and hopefully it will work. Again, I'm building, testing. And you're going to see why in just a second, why I spend a lot of time on these main categories, building and testing. So hit Preview Web. Okay. Ooh, we're starting to look good. Okay. There's an image replaced. Okay. It's actually replacing some of that ideas in Europe. Tucker Carlson. It doesn't look like it replaced that image in there. Not sure why. Wayne, any idea why it didn't give us a featured image there?
Yeah. So show me the output again. The preview page.
Oh, preview. Okay, it replaced the images in the one that already had images. You replaced that first image. But when I got down to the Political Insider, it didn't replace an image or didn't place one in there. It's counting these as images. I know.
100 pixels.
Okay. So take that. So let's try this again.
Have an image of some description, because didn't you have on the first tab, you only want ones with images?
Yep. Extract articles with images. So it may have made an image out of that Instagram post thing. Let's see what it looked like.
That's is at the start. You have to look at the XML to see if there's an image there.
Yeah. Well, for right now, what I would do, because we're on a website call, I would here hit delete.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to go and turn these all on. I'm going to turn them back to 5. I want to test it, and then I can really crank it up later if I need to. But I want to just make sure we're getting some good content coming over. Hit build, and I'm going to go ahead and take the image. I'm not going to do any image replacement because those had some pretty good images. Okay, build and preview. Okay, there we go. We're back to normal. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, hit finish and activate. Now, here's what I'm doing is I've got a really good, this is actual good news to put into a news site, okay? So I want to season my news site. I want to run real news through my real news site. And this is prior to me asking Google News for approval. Now, there's some people that will tell you, well, I get Google News approved on brand new sites. Well, great. There's also a lot of people say, I can never get a site approved because it's brand new. Well, the way that we're doing it is we'll season it for a few weeks with RSS feeds, okay? Then we start populating it when we're ready. We start populating it with AI articles that are interesting articles. And then once we have the interesting articles kind of pushing down all the news items, then we'll go out and get Google News approval. We're not in any hurry to get Google News approval because we want it done right, okay? We want Google Search Console integrated. We want Google Tag Manager. We want Google Analytics. So when Google News looks at it and goes, okay, this is a Google News site. He's got news already reporting, and he even has some original content coming in here, okay? So that's what I'm looking for. Now, once I get this politics done, okay, and I want to go over to reporting the news, what I want to do is I want to copy that. So I will come down here and hit clone. So instead of doing all that RSS feed research again, I know I've got a good politics feed. I come over here and put politics. I'm going to hit edit. And I'll just call it politics 1 because I already have one. Then I'll come down here and change where it's going to. It's going to go reporting the news. Okay. Now I'm not doing anything different except for right here. So instead of doing one feed at a time, I'm going to rotate my feeds in there. But I'm also going to do something different on this one is I'm going to strip the HTML and keep images. And I'm just going to do maybe the first restrict article length. I'm going to chop it after to 3,000 characters. Different. It's going to be the same post, but we're doing something a little bit different. We're taking out the HTML and we're going to just do 3,000. Okay. So this is a way to vary from site to site what you're actually showing. Or in this case, keep this, say no change. If you don't want to do anything except for rotate the feeds, then change this. One article from feed, we had it when it came in from Valley newspaper, it's this. When we do this, it's just going to it's going to rotate the articles one at a time. Okay. So different content. And when you start it is you're going to get different content anyway going to that site. Okay. So then I hit update. I don't have to do anything else. I've got a politics feed and I hit build. I don't even have to do preview and because I've already done all the work ahead of time. I've got my default categories that I'm building out. So what we're doing by doing this, whenever I make the schedule, it's going to now go into reporting the news. So I come down here to schedule and manage schedules. Okay. Remember politics. I'm going to copy that one and go, okay, I'm going to just clone it. So come up here and hit edit and group. It is coming from a different grouping. It is reporting the news and it is politics. So this just kind of helps you get started. I don't want to pull it from Valley newspaper, and I can leave the same. I'm going to post 5 a day every 13 minutes from these hours. Okay. Group it back into reporting the news. Okay. Hit update. Now I'm not quite finished because it's still going to the Valley newspaper. So I need to change that. Edit. And I know I'm going to a ZOXtheme. So it's already been set up with Valley newspaper. And now I'm just going to go to reporting the news. Okay. Go to politics. And post type, use first image. Upload all image. Now, if I want to, instead of going directly to publish, I could go to draft if I wanted. I'm going to post the content. Exclude first image. This because I know this is how Zox operates. I'm going to go ahead and tag it. Give it 3 tags in there. Perfect. And I don't want to spin it. I haven't done any. I had to format the content to spin it properly with Word AI or Spin Rewriter. Omega Indexer. Yes, let's go ahead and tag it with Omega Indexer. And AI Indexer is, for some reason, not integrated yet in there. Okay, silo this category. Absolutely. Banner Bearer. I've got the API club because I can do rightly and tagging, and I'm now going to smart crop it with the API club. We hit update. Okay. I'm good to go. And now I'm going to go ahead and syndicate it at the same time. So I'm going to go booster pages. And let's see.
AI index is a select type.
Oh, okay.
It's probably not integrated in that account.
Oh, yeah. I haven't set that quite up yet. Celebrities. I think it's under celebrities. Current list of categories. I don't remember, so I'm just going to type in politics up here, and I'll figure it out. Trending politics. Okay, that's good to go. So I come down here to trending and politics. And I'm going to go back to the WordPress site. I don't need to Omega index or that. So I'm just going to hit update. Now I can keep on adding my Twitter account, my Tumblr, all the different integrations in here, but I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to turn it on, update, and finish. Okay. So that content will start rolling over, reporting the news. And I'll do another couple more in here. Let's do business. I'm going to clone what I did on that one, just to start with. Business. I select the group, is reporting the news, and the mash is business. Leave all that setting and reporting the news, hit update. Okay, and come down here and I'm going to hit edit and go reporting the news, business, and first image, upload all images, post the content, exclude that first image, and rightly tags. Let's give it 3 tags, and smart crop it, and Omega indexer. Okay, turn it on, update, and finish. Okay, you can see I would just follow this cloning procedure to go all the way across. Now, this is going to take another 20 minutes, and I don't want to, you see how this is done. So we will start seeing content start dripping over there, usually within 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to come over here and look at collected data, reporting the news, business. So we have a lot of content in reporting the news. We got 63 items already in here, ready to go over to the reporting the news. Okay, and politics. We got 57 items from politics ready to go over. So we got a lot of content ready to start filling this news site, and we're just going to let it run, let it season with real news happening in there. Meanwhile, Google Search Console is recording all this. Omega Indexer is sending stuff out. AI Indexer is sending stuff out. Booster Pages is working. We got everything on autopilot, and we're making things happen on a news site that would be expected of a news site. Is news sites, they don't just post something and stop and never even syndicate it. News sites are syndicated content. So guys, I'm at the top of 2 hours here, but let's go in and kind of wrap up on the Notion doc. So we've created content. Now, after the call, I'll go in and I'll automate it and I'll get everything going. And now we're in the seasoning process for the next 4 to 6 weeks, okay? Tracking. We want to add the site to Google Analytics. So we go into Google Analytics. We want a GA4 with it. I'm going to take my GA4 and I'm going to go with Google Tag Manager, okay? So I'm going to use one of the plugins in there is Smart Crawl, either Smart Crawl or Hummingbird. Anyway, I'm going to put my Google Tag Manager code in there. If you're not using WPMU, then you would use something like Google Analytics Dashboard, and you could just drop that GA4 straight in there. But the reason I use Tag Manager is I'm going to put a Facebook pixel, a Pinterest pixel, and a Hotjar. Hotjar is like a heat map. It measures the first 1,000 clicks on each site every month. for free. So by doing this is even when I'm doing client sites, I'm going to drop all this in there. Then that way I can kind of look at Tag Manager. I can look at Google Analytics from my side of the equation. Now, the client may say, well, I want my own analytics in there. Absolutely. You can have two Google accounts, two different Google account owners in there. But this is, I use Google Tag Manager. I've used it for a long time. We have a Geek Out Friday session on how to do it. But these are the easy pixels to put in there. By doing this ahead of time, you're going to start building up that Facebook pixel, that Pinterest pixel on traffic. As traffic comes in from different sources, you'll start being able to track things and do Facebook ads or Pinterest ads off of it. You can also, with Hotjar, see how long people are on sites, what they're visiting. So this is where it kind of this separates you from the client, is adding some little extras. Okay, you want to make a sitemap. We had some tools up here. There's a Google XML sitemap maker to make a sitemap. Once you have the sitemap, then you go to Google Search Console and you're going to get it verified first, the domain, and then you're going to place the sitemap in there. Okay, and then it will start indexing your site. It's not automatic, but it's automatic when you put the sitemap in, but it's automatic on their time schedule versus our time schedule. That's why we're making an AI indexer. Okay. Now, once you have all this done, you've got to do this within the first couple of days. Okay. As you want to put your tracking in as you start posting content. Okay. Now we go over to Google News. Before you go to Google News, you want to preload it with AI articles or your own articles in there. Now, guys, again, you can try to get Google News approved with these RSS feeds. Sometimes you are going to get approved and sometimes you aren't. It depends on, what the guy on the other end of the Google News approval's looking at, okay? I've heard even request approval early in the day and it works. So it's hit or miss. But the way that we have been successful with it is we season the account 4 to 6 weeks, and then we start loading it with AI articles to push down all the RSS feeds. We apply for Google News. Once we're approved, then we let the RSS feeds come back online. So we can turn them temporarily off on that mash, as you saw what I was doing, and just play with the AI articles on that same mash. You don't have to create a new schedule or anything. You're just using same mash, one schedule, one category. Okay. So this is the approval process. It's kind of, it's different than what you may have heard from others. Okay. But it works for us. Advertising. This is about a 30 minutes. You want to go to Google Ads. Again, season your account 4 to 6 weeks if you got a brand new site. If you got a site that's been around for a long time, go get Google Ad approval. Google Ads wants to make money on your site. And if your site is something they don't think they can make money, they may not approve you the first time. Okay. So we want to season the account a few weeks before we ask for Google Ads. Now, typically what Wayne and I have been doing is we get Google News approved first. So Google News is not seeing a whole bunch of ads out there before we put Google Ads and the ad display network on. Okay. So it is a straight site, no ads is how we get our Google News approved first. Guys, different people are going to tell you different things. You need Google Ads at the same time. You need them, you need them to be on there for a few weeks before you get Google News. Here, we put them on after we get Google News approved. Okay. It's just, we don't want to change from the success that we've had on all this. Okay. So that's your checklist, and you're going to be checking this going through. I would recommend, if you're hiring a VA, try to do this yourself the first time, okay, going through this checklist. I'll uncheck everything so you have a clean template. Go to Notion. I've given you a share doc, okay? You can untoggle all these and print it out, or you can create your own Notion account and save it as a template, and then use the template to say, build a WordPress news site for reporting the news, and then hand it over, share that with your VA. Okay. But this is about 10 years worth of experience coming in here, being able to put this list together for you. And then if you want the training, here's the training right here. And Wayne, I think Wayne found you did get a coupon code, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's 15% off.
ZOX. GeekOutFridays ZOX.
Okay. So that's the training. If you want hands-on training, and you can learn this in less than 60 minutes, stick with one theme builder. It makes your life a lot easier. Here's how you buy that first, or here's how you buy ZOX. And then here's the list. Now, this is, an hour and a half, 2 hours. Sometimes it takes 4 to 6 hours, depending on interruptions. Okay. If you don't want any of that, you don't want to have to mess with plugins or firewalls or formatting or anything. We have this thing called Masher news sites. So I give you a list of that. Very easy. You buy your domain, you activate your domain, you make coffee, watch the magic. It takes about 10 minutes. You log in with one-click login, upload your logo, your favicon, name the site, just some basic setup that takes about 10 minutes right here. Okay. You go in, we have on legal entities, you check a box. You literally check a box, or you click a button and it makes a privacy page. Click a button, you make a terms page. That's all 5 minutes right there. And then content automation. This is the part that takes a little bit of time. If you want quality input, if you want quality output, you have to start with quality input. So you see, I spend the time on my RSS feeds. I start with some of the basic ones that are already included, but then I do best RSS feeds, and I start looking at the XML code. So I get some pretty good RSS feeds going across. Then I set up tracking, same as that. Get your GA4, add Google Tag Manager. That's all 10 minutes. We season it, and then we load 30 plus AI articles when we're ready for Google News approval. And advertising, we have ad blocks built in. You just drop your ad display or your Google Ads. Very easy to do. If you want some Masher sites, we've got a link right here to click on Masher sites. Then you don't have to worry about WordPress hosting, WordPress plugins, WordPress security, WordPress everything else. But 2 different ways. But the whole goal is to get a news site approved that you have really good content running through either as RSS feeds or AI articles, which if you are part of the ZimWriter, you're part of Phrase or Jasper, Authored Intelligence, you've got some good content ready to go into your sites. And we're very excited about what ZimWriter's doing and the upcoming AI Masher. Just a little teaser is we're going to be able to take those 200 articles you just generated with ZimWriter and drop them into RSSmasher, AI Masher, and then kick them over to RSSmasher into your mashes and schedules. So everything's all going to integrate together. It's probably June we'll come out with at least the first beta version of it. But really neat things are happening, but you got to start somewhere. This is why today is a really good day to start your very first news site if you haven't done one. So that's all I got. I apologize. It's been 2 hours. We've built a site. We've got RSSmasher kind of going over to it. In fact, let's see if anything has already appeared on it. I'm over to reporting. Okay, so we got some content coming across already. Business, politics. Got a table of contents. We just dropped it in, and there's our citation and a read more going to another article. And then that's the fake article. Now, when you start populating this, one last thing, how do you get rid of all that junk that was in there? The demo data. Well, come in here and go, give me July filter, check them all off, and you can move them to trash, or you can just hit edit if you want to. Status, draft, update. Okay, date, June. Tag them all and edit, apply, status, draft, update. Okay, so we just put them out into draft mode. So let's take a look at what we have. Probably because I have.
Wasn't there another month in the drop?
Was there? Let's see, post. We got May, but that's
Oh, that's now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's come over here.
Cash, probably.
That's probably it. That is probably it. So if I come over here down to Hummingbird and caching, I don't know if that caching is it, but because that one's not even turned on. So I've got some caching going on somewhere in here, but let's see. I guess I could always delete them. I was working yesterday. I just moved them over to the draft status and it worked fine. Let's see.
Scroll down a bit, see if they're still published.
Oh, they're still showing published. That's the problem. Okay. Edit. Apply. Status. Draft. It does help if you so now they're draft. You have to hit that update button. That's the other thing. Okay. Let's try this one more time. We'll just go edit. You can move them straight into trash if you want to. Okay. Now let's look at it. Well, okay. There we go. It's picking up all these. These have, I guess, it did. They were probably on page 2 because I had set to only 20 links. Okay. So if I set them all to draft, then we'll be good to go. And I'm going to go ahead and take Hello World, set it to draft, status, draft. Okay. Now, last trick is if you have videos coming across, I'm going to go into Valley over here. And if you'll notice, all my videos have little video buttons on there to indicate their videos. Here's how you get that little video button inside of ZOX. You go into dashboard, go over to post, and I'm just going to look for categories that just say videos. Okay, so I've got 2 in there, and I'm going to highlight them, click edit, apply. And the format, this is where you change it from standard to gallery to video. When you do that, you get the little green button that says it's a video. Okay, there's the featured image, and there's the video right there. But now we have, inside of Valley newspaper, you see these little green buttons now. Okay, so that's the last of the tricks on the news. Wayne, any questions we could answer before we leave today? It's right at 2 hours and 10 minutes. And guys, I apologize for the length of the call, but you've gotten a lot of really good professional WordPress design tips out of me. I think we've answered most of the questions along the way.
Pretty much have, yes. Just going back through some of the ones I answered. mashersites.com if you want to check out Masher Sites, that was one.
And I think Wayne's dropped all the links that we've mentioned here.
Yeah, there's a coupon for the ZOX training, and there's a link, all the links have been put back in again. Oh, Jill asks, what do you have the AI write about? It doesn't seem like it could be news.
GPT-4 goes up to 2022. But if you want the latest, greatest current news, is there are some AI writers that will key off of a news article. And just kind of a trick here is if you have a good news article that you want to put on there, but you don't want to credit, you want to kind of rewrite it, take the article. In fact, I will show you a little trick here. thanks to Peter Hathaway. I'm showing you a little trick here. I went here to Valley. Two different ways is I'm going to come over here and trending news on, now this kind of gets into copyright material, trending news on Dallas Cowboys. Okay, Yard Barker, Trayvon Diggs. Okay. So if I come in here and copy from here, and guys, I wouldn't recommend necessarily an NFL team, but you can see how this works, trending news. And I'm going to go over here to authored intelligence. I think I may have it up. We're going to do two different ways. Until go over here to conceptual rewriter, rewrite, rephrase, add emotion, and tell a story, and Hemingway. Now that's a very short rewrite. It wasn't a very long article, but this is a good one right here. He's a man on a mission. He's not content with just being top tier. This come up with your own art. Let's see if Google Go does this for me here. Okay, or Grammar Go. So I'm going to type that, and I guess I could come over here and rewrite it in authored intelligence. But this is a great little article about Trayvon Diggs that I just wrote with conceptual rewriter. If you don't like what you see, click that more button. Okay. And if I come over here to new chat, I've got the title, and let's go to version 4. Because I'm lazy, I'm just going to go title. Fully optimize our do blog post title generator. Let's do this one. We'll try this one. Rewrite this. Ooh, I like number 2. Okay, so I've rewritten the article. I've rewritten the title. I've got a couple choices on the title. Now the problem is getting an image, as these are all Getty images. So, you might have to go with, find an image that's a free image of Trayvon Diggs. So this copyright, Getty images, you'll get a nasty little letter using this image if you're not referencing it back through like an RSS citation post, okay, to the original article. But I hope this answered your question. Yes, use AI art to make Trayvon with 6 fingers. That's interesting. Yeah, it might make him catch a little bit better. But then, if you want current news, you can do it. Your VA can do it. But this is how I do it: is I'll use the conceptual rewriter. Okay. Thank you for joining us on the call, and we will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.